Hey guys, welcome back to Make It Dairy Free. I am Larissa and today we are talking about vegan pantry meals. Okay, y'all, we are getting down to the nitty gritty. If you are watching this when we first release it, you have likely been staring into your pantry every single day, probably 3 times a day, thinking, what the heck am I going to make now? All right, let's see. I got like a can of tomatoes, some spelt flour, half a bag of TVP, some chia seeds, some nutritional yeast, If you are like us, you are trying to minimize your risk, so you haven't left the house, nor have you had anything delivered, and you are finding the bottom of that freezer and things in your pantry that you haven't seen since like 2012. It is literally the perfect time for a pantry challenge, and if you saw our pantry survival guide, then you likely have almost every single one of the ingredients that we are about to mention in this video. If not, we will link that in the description below, and the next time you do have something delivered or have to go out to the store, you can grab these things as you need them. And maybe you just so happen that you are watching this a year or two from now and you are trying to find some pantry meals or some easy, quick vegan dinner ideas. Don't worry, we have everybody covered in this video. We are gonna be showing you how to make 4 easy vegan dinners in under 2 hours. And we're gonna be making 2 of those in an Instapot, but don't worry, we will tell you how to make those without an Instapot if you don't have one, so stick around either way. The 4 dinners that we are going to be making are a no-cook vegan chickpea chicken salad, a vegan taco soup, a Tex-Mex rice, as well as a spicy garlic and oil pasta. All of these can easily be top 8 allergen friendly and oil free, even the pasta. So let's get right to it and show you exactly how to make all 4. First up is our Instapot vegan Tex-Mex rice. I'm not exaggerating when I say we make this 2 to 4 times a month. It's one of our go-to recipes and almost everything inside is straight from your pantry. We start with some olive oil that you can swap for vegetable stock if you're oil-free. And then our fresh ingredients are onions, peppers, and garlic. Onions last a long time in the pantry, and peppers are easily freezable and perfect in dishes like this. Saute those until soft, and then we're adding our garlic for a minute, which is another fresh ingredient that lasts for a long time, or you could use jarred minced garlic. Turn off the saute method, and at this point, add your taco seasoning and cumin. We love to add this now to let the spices develop a stronger flavor profile to the dish. Give everything a good stir around, and then it's time to add the rest of your pantry ingredients. One tip, if you don't have an Instapot, you can make your rice in a pot on the stove and then make the recipe as you see here by sauteing the vegetables in a skillet, add the other ingredients, and stirring and adding the rice at the end. To the Instapot, we are adding black beans. If you don't have those, you could swap for kidney or pinto beans. Corn, if making this in the summer and you have fresh corn, it's a really nice added touch to those summer flavors. And then fire roasted tomatoes. You can use other cans of tomatoes if you don't have fire roasted, but if you can find them, we highly suggest using them. Then in with our rice. Now usually rice is our first ingredient and we like to toast it to start, but we wanted to see how it would work. I still prefer toasting to start, but either way actually worked well. Add in your vegetable stock and give everything a stir together. Make sure that you have no ingredients on the sides of your Instapot and try to push everything under the stock. Then you're going to put your lid on, make sure your valve is sealed, and set to manual high pressure for 25 minutes. When done, natural release for 10 minutes, then quick release for the rest of the steam. Stir it together and then you can plate it. Since we've eaten this so many times, I can tell you that it's great to dip with tortilla chips, add to hard or soft taco shells, or roll it up burrito style. Top it with any of your favorite taco toppings or eat it by itself. Next up is our chickpea chicken salad. This is a no-cook recipe that comes together in under 10 minutes. To start, we are using 2 cans of chickpeas that have been drained and rinsed. Remember to save that aquafaba juice when draining for things like our vegan chocolate mousse to make this zero waste. You are going to mash and mash and mash some more the chickpeas with the back of a fork until no big pieces remain. Now, you can remove the chickpea skins if you want, but honestly, ain't nobody got time for that. Just leave them unless you see big pieces. Once well mashed, you are going to add your other ingredients. celery, another fresh ingredient that lasts a long time, vegan mayo. Quick tip, choose a vegan mayo that you love. A bad vegan mayo could ruin this dish. Also, if you are oil-free, a swap you could do is mashed avocado or like a thicker cashew cream. Add in some lemon juice. Lemons and other citrus fruits actually last a long time if stored in the fridge, so we love them on our pantry produce list. If you don't have a lemon but you have a lime, that would also work in this case. And then we are going to add in our spices. We are adding dried dill. You could use fresh if you have it, some black pepper, Italian seasoning, garlic powder, which we prefer over fresh in this since we aren't going to be cooking it, but the choice is yours, and some salt. Lastly, you could add in some chopped walnuts if desired, or omit if you have a nut allergy. You could also do pecans or almonds if that's all you have. Then combine this all together really well. Make sure that you take your time and that the mayo is evenly distributed. Give it a taste and adjust the seasonings if you need. This could be eaten right away, but the longer it sits in the fridge, the more time the flavors marry together and it tastes even better. Add it to bread to make a sandwich. Your favorite crackers, pita crackers, are awesome with it, or you can make wraps with flour shells or lettuce wraps. This is an easy recipe to double or triple if needed. Our third and easiest pantry meal is our spicy garlic and oil pasta. You are going to start by bringing a pot of salted water to a boil and adding in your noodles. We are using cavatappi noodles because, hey, that's what we have in our pantry right now, but literally any pasta that you happen to have on hand will work, and this would be perfect for a spaghetti noodle. If you are gluten-free, make sure you pick a gluten-free noodle, and this entire dish will be top 8 allergen-free. We are going to finish the rest of this dish in the 8 minutes it takes to cook the pasta. Heat your oil over medium heat. If you are oil-free, you could do a cashew cream style sauce, but obviously it would taste a little different. But we just wanted to give the recommendation. You are going to add your garlic and red pepper flakes to the skillet and stir around often to ensure that the garlic doesn't burn, but you want it to be very fragrant. It will take a few minutes for this to happen, so just keep stirring. Then you are going to check to see that your pasta has finished cooking. Before draining, reserve 1 cup of the starchy pasta water. This will help make sure that the noodles don't stick together, but also makes the sauce go a little further, and the starch helps the sauce stick to the noodles. You're going to add in the cooked and drained noodles to your sauce, and then give everything a good stir together. Honestly, it doesn't get more simple than this, but the garlic and red pepper flakes provide a subtle yet intense flavor combo that you're going to love. Add more or less red pepper flakes depending on your spice tolerance level. If you need, add in a little of that reserved pasta water, but don't go overboard. You likely don't need to use all of it. Now, we wanted to keep this one super simple to show you that you don't need a lot of ingredients to still get dinner on the table. However, feel free to add any fresh or frozen vegetables to it like cherry tomatoes, broccoli or asparagus, or even proteins like fried tofu or chickpeas would be great in this. Also, while we used olive oil, you could swap for vegan butter if that's all you have on hand. Side note, while cavatappi is all we had on hand, it was actually a great noodle to soak up the sauce. Lastly, we have our vegan taco soup. Now, we saved this one for last because we wanted to show you that you can really make something your own with what you have on hand. We are starting with some vegetable stock to saute our vegetables here to show it can be oil-free just like our beginning Tex-Mex rice recipe, but you can use oil here too if you're not. Turn on the saute method and add in your red onions and then bell peppers. Again, these are great freezer or pantry staples. You can use any color bell pepper that you have. Red, orange, green, or yellow like we have here will work. Cook until soft and then add in your garlic and cook for just about another minute. Stir this together well until you start to smell the garlic. Then we are going to add in our vegan meatless crumbles. Just a note that you can add whatever brand is your favorite meatless crumbles, or you could even do some meatless chicken strips, TVP, or for a plant-based option, you can add sliced fresh or frozen mushrooms or tofu crumbles, or even just more beans. You are going to stir all of this together and then turn off the saute method to stop the cooking. You want to add some taco seasoning here to really get those flavors coming together. If you don't have taco seasoning on hand, check out the link in the description for how to make it with other ingredients in your spice cabinet. Stir this together again, and then we are going to be adding the rest of our ingredients. Now, normally our recipe calls for a mixture of kidney, pinto, and black beans. We love this combo in taco soup, but we only had black beans on hand right now, so we are swapping with some lentils and then 2 cans of black beans. Add in some corn. Again, if this is summertime, don't pass up the opportunity to add fresh corn to this. Then we are adding fire roasted tomatoes. You can do other types of canned tomatoes, but these are our favorite. And then we would normally recommend adding a can of diced tomatoes and chilies, but since we didn't have that on hand either, we found some jarred jalapenos in our fridge and we're adding those. You could do fresh jalapenos or frozen if you have that instead. And then we're going to be adding in our vegetable stock just to make this soup-like. Give everything a really good stir together, trying to get those peppers and crumbles from the bottom up to the top so everything can blend together really well. You want to try to push all the ingredients under the stock for the best cooking practices using an Instapot. Put the lid on and seal your valve. This is going to cook for just 15 minutes on manual high pressure. Just a note, if you don't have an Instapot, you can saute your vegetables and the crumbles in a heavy bottom stock pot and then in with your other ingredients and cook for 30 to 45 minutes. When you take your lid off, give it a stir and it's ready to go. While this is different from our original recipe, we really liked it, especially the addition of the lentils, so give both versions a try. Thanks so much for watching. We really hope one or all of these vegan pantry dinner ideas inspire you to create something delicious with what you have on hand. We'd love if you could give this video a like, make sure you are following us, and turn on those notifications. Also, comment down below with which recipe you want to try first. Feel free to also comment below with an ingredient you found in your pantry or freezer, and we'll give you a recipe idea for how you can use it up. Have a great day. We hope you stay safe, and we'll see you soon.